So Nisha, have you ever seen Zorro?
Unfortunately, it's one of those films I haven't got around to seeing yet, but I will. I'll watch it.
Well, I'm gutted. We're talking about it anyway. I love Zorro. Zorro is a character known for three things. His trademark hat and cape combo, his love of buxom, beautiful women, and his trusty steed, Tornado. A horse so committed to its master that it once went on a decade-long quest to find him.
So I'm not totally clued up on the character Zorro. So which specific version are we talking about today?
Okay, we are talking about the version featured in the 1998 film The Mask of Zorro, starring Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins, both of whom play Zorro, with Anthony Hopkins playing the original Zorro and Antonio Banderas playing his replacement. And The Mask of Zorro is low-key one of my favourite films, because it's just a fun adventure about a man who wants to stab someone wearing a domino mask. And you know what? We've all been, that's a story we can all relate to, but it is a film that does have one or two things about it that make me go, oh. For example, Anthony Hopkins sports a shade of fake tan throughout the film I can only describe as uncomfortable, given that he's supposed to be playing a Hispanic nobleman, but it was the 90s, so I guess it's fine.
I'm looking at the article now and there's a picture of him like that. I'm like, oh no.
The only noise you can make upon seeing that picture is just, it was the fucking 90s. Okay, let's just move past it. But Antonio Banderas is super fun in that movie. I'd argue it's his best role because he's just clearly having so much fun being Zorro. He loves it.
The much debated Zorro. No. The legendary Zorro.
We've talked about the film on the channel a few years ago, specifically the scene where Zorro is undressing a lady with his sword, and Antonio Banderas has talked about how, yeah, that scene was so fucking hot. I was getting so worked up recording that scene. You could feel the passion between us.
Oh my God.
And he's like, yeah, he's just loving it. He's loving just cutting this lady's clothes off with his sword. It's like, what?
Not bad.
You gotta love it, it's so good. And then he went on to become Puss in Boots, who's just Zorro but a cat.
Yeah, when you say Antonio Banderas, I think Puss in Boots.
I think Zorro, and then I think Puss in Boots. I think most people just think Puss in Boots. And that's another role where you can tell he's having so much fun.
Yes. Oh.
Every line he delivers is fucking solid gold. It's like, Shrek? For you, yeah. I could be.
I was thinking of that, the same line.
He's a cat, but he's still going to try and fuck that princess. You go, Antonio Banderas.
Okay, so what happens in this film?
Well, for anyone like Nisha who's not seen The Mask of Zorro, the original Zorro, played by Hopkins, is captured and imprisoned, and he loses all of his Zorro stuff, including his legendary trusty steed, Tornado, a horse that is basically legend to the people who know of Zorro due to its speed and intelligence. And as a handy bonus, the horse is also jet black, making escaping into the night like a ninja on a bad day especially easy for Zorro, which is quite handy considering Zorro's whole thing is breaking into rich people's houses and just whipping the shit out of them. But the important thing to know about the film is that Tornado is lost. And then you fast forward a couple of years and you have Antonio Banderas, who becomes the new Zorro. And on one of his first outings as Zorro, Antonio Banderas encounters a jet black horse reminiscent of the original Tornado that he frees and takes as his own. And there's many, many scenes in the film of just Tornado being a huge dick and just ignoring Zorro, which are all awesome. You have multiple scenes in that film of Antonio Banderas whispering lovingly to a horse, and the horse is like, nah, none of that.
I'm going to give you the great honor of being my horse.
And Antonio Banderas dubs this new horse that he finds Tornado, and that's where the film leaves the story of the horse. The novelisation of the film, however, goes into a little bit more detail.
Okay, so what happens in the novel version?
Well, the novelisation of The Mask of Zorro is basically the same. It's the same plot with a few extra details added in to pad its runtime to 200 pages, including a little bit of extra information about what happened to Tornado. Because in the film, like I said, Tornado runs away and is never seen again. And then Antonio Banderas finds a horse that looks the same. In the novelisation, however, it's said that Tornado was so loyal to Zorro that after the house burned down, it roamed the area around his house for a decade waiting for him to return.
Oh.
The horse was so loyal that it waited for like a decade. It's like that famous story about the dog in Japan, Hachiko.
Yeah.
Like the dog that waited for its master for so long that it's now like the literal goodest boy, is the goodest of all boys, as like a statue dedicated to it, showing that it's still waiting.
What about Seymour from Futurama?
Yeah. Oh god. Don't bring it up.
Sad.
No. You can't do that to us, Nisha. The story of Tornado is fortunately not as sad as that according to the novel, because after it waited for 10 years for Zorro to return and noticed that, he's not coming back, Tornado went into the wilderness and got fucking busy. And it is hinted at in the novel that the horse Antonio Banderas finds, the one that is jet black and eerily reminiscent of Tornado, is the direct descendant of the original Tornado.
Oh.
Like, the horse is drawn to him. He's drawn to Zorro. The desire to return to Zorro was so ingrained in Tornado that his offspring automatically are just drawn to men dressed like him.
That's amazing.
That's a fucking horse level dedication right there. And I'm kind of annoyed that detail's not in the film because it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, they should have left that in. That's really cute.
Just the horse returns to Zorro. Because I was like, Tornado is so important to Zorro in the original stories, but they kind of gloss over it in the film because fuck it, we've got to show Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones just like fuck-eyeing each other all the time. And yeah, I'm happy with that trade-off, but still, put some respect on Tornado. So far away, Nisha, this video has, in a roundabout way, been a discussion of cool fictional horses. So Nisha, any cool fictional horses you want to talk about at the end?
I'll start with Maximus from Tangled.
Maximus from Tangled. Is that just the horse that fights with like a dagger in its teeth?
Yeah. Like, he's so determined to find Flynn Rider. He's on a mission. The dedication is amazing.
He's on a fucking mission. And that's like a common trend amongst like fictional or legendary horses. It's like they are so committed to their rider. And like in that vein, I'm going to say Aggro from Shadow of the Colossus, the original beast pimp horse. Have you played Shadow of the Colossus?
No, I haven't.
Don't.
Oh, okay.
You are not prepared for what happens to Aggro. It is a story about a boy and horse traversing this completely dead, empty world where the only real thing is lizards you eat and giants, colossi that you must kill. And at the very, very end of the game, a bridge you are crossing collapses, and Aggro, with its last act of strength, throws you, the player, from its back to safety and then falls to its death. And it's like, no! Aggro! And I distinctly recall playing that game and getting so fucking mad at the final boss because Aggro died. But right at the end of the game, like one of the last shots you see is Aggro just stumbling in with a broken leg. It's like, oh, it came back! It came back!
Oh, that's so cool.
The beast pimp or Aggro, man. Like, that's a fucking dedication on that horse.
Oh.
Any more fictional horses?
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to be obsessed with the film Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron.
Oh, God, I had a housemate who used to watch that all the time.
I'd watch it every week, and I became that obsessed. I started to like draw horses and everything.
I really don't know if I've got it in me to tell this story one more time. I'm going to try and tell the story of Booktube Taylor because you didn't remind me. Okay, so a couple of years ago, I had a housemate who was obsessed with horses, and so much so, she downloaded The Sims specifically to get that expansion where you get horses.
Oh, yes, that's such a good one. So good.
She got horses, and her sim lived to work and provide funding for these horses. Like, her sim in that game was a fucking worker ant to provide resources for her to manage these horses. And I'll never forget, right, my friend, who I'm going to call Adam because that's his name, but not the Adam that you know, a different Adam.
Yeah.
When she went to the bathroom or to get a cup of tea or something, went onto her game and adopted a baby that he called Booktube Taylor. friend was so annoyed that he'd done this, she put the baby outside so she could take care of her horses. And Nisha, what happens in The Sims when you ignore a baby?
Basically, social services turn up.
Social services come in, which was what she was planning on, because she didn't want the baby. She's like, I fucking do not want this buck-toothed tailor baby, get rid. And the social services came and took the baby. She's like, finally, I can go look after my horses. But then, a prompt popped up on screen. If you can't take care of the baby, you're not allowed to take care of her horse. And they took all of her horses.
Oh, no.
And then she went, it's like she can adopt rescue horses. She went and all of her horses were there in the stables to be rescued. And she tried to adopt one and the game popped up. Oh, we can't trust you to look after a horse.
Oh my
You're not
God.
allowed to have them. So she just had to look. It's like the horses are trapped in horse virtual jail. She couldn't fucking leave.
That's hilarious. Fucking hell.
Oh, God. Just that story slays me every time I think of it. Just buck-toothed Taylor. I'll never forget the look on her face when she went to like the adoption centre to get another horse, and her horses are there, and they're telling her you're not allowed to have them.
Oh my God. That's so harsh.
Oh, fucking hell. God. I didn't think I'd have the energy to tell that one. Like, it physically wounds me to tell it because it makes me giggle that much.